Well, speaking of, because let's move on to Jonathan Majors being replaced as Kang. So at a gathering in Palm Springs.
Oh, la-di-da.
I know, it must be nice.
It must be nice.
Executives discussed backup plans for replacing him. Of course, he's involved in a legal battle, which involves a physical altercation that he had with an ex-girlfriend. That is currently playing out.
Yeah.
This is not something, again, we want to, when these things happen, and they do often.
Yeah, and we don't know any more than anybody else in the public, so.
That's right.
But that's the trial is happening this month, I think.
Yes. And so they were immediately like, we might have to pivot this into another comic book adversary. And the idea was floated, though this probably isn't happening, but it just says like Doctor Doom. So it's like, what if we just change this into what if Doctor Doom showed up and he killed all the Kangs in the stadium?
Yeah.
And then he went, I'm the bad
Luckily,
guy.
I've got a beam, he would say.
Yeah.
And I got you all.
It's a Kang execution. It'll obliterate all these time atoms.
I've
been working on this for a while.
Yeah, that's why you haven't seen me. Because I've been doing this. And it gets everybody, just to be clear. If you think there's infinite numbers.
If he goes through a portal, it could actually go through the portal. It could follow him.
That's right. He'll be waiting in his house when he gets there. He'll be waiting in his favourite easy chair. Just leaned back in his lazy boy.
Yeah.
Just a beam. And it's got a gun. Oh, Kang. Oh, welcome home. I'm a beam with a gun, as you can see.
It's like talking to him.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a twisted game we've played. What a tangled web you've woven. What a wonderful game of chess. And bang, I got you.
I love this quote. Marvel is truly fucked with the whole Kang angle.
Is that Kevin Feige?
Yeah, maybe. Kangle. That's good.
Kangle.
Yeah.
Like the hat.
Like the hat. Says one top deal maker who has seen the final Loki episode, which at time of recording we've yet to see. And they haven't had an opportunity to rewrite until very recently because of the WGA strike. But I don't see a path to how they move forward with him. It does kind of feel that way, that whatever the outcome of this is, it's pretty damaging, even the stuff that seems to have been confirmed at this point.
Yeah.
Where this is not a universe where you want a guy, like 1,000 of this guy.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know?
But I mean, I can understand why they might want to, spin it into gold in the sense that they go, well, we've set this guy up as the most dangerous guy and there's 1,000 of him. What if another guy shows up and defeats him easily?
That's right.
Then he must be the even more powerful guy.
Yeah.
Simple. Easy.
It's very simple. It's easy.
It's easy.
It's easy.
We've just done it. Do the beam with a gun thing. You can have that scene for free, Marvel. Initially, when it goes to Disney Plus, I want.
Yeah, you want residuals somehow.
I want residuals, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's worked out so well for people so far.
Absolutely it has. Now, in terms of the Marvels, the cost of that movie is $250 million, and it's unlikely to make its budget back at this point. Early test screenings resulted in middling reviews. Now, middling's not terrible. But,
sure.
But middling isn't recommend to your friends.
No, and middling, I mean, I guess it depends on the test screening. If it's a mystery screening, I guess middling is fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like oftentimes if it's a screening where it's fans who are like, you got to get on these we're going to see this movie in advance, and they watch it and they go, this is middling.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, that hurts. Yeah.
Because I think we mentioned this maybe earlier that there was a reveal that a lot of the Marvel test screenings for these movies, the audience were people who were connected to the executives.
They wouldn't bring them externally for fear of spoilers.
That's exactly right. So they would bring in like lower end workers or like friends and families of the VFX people or none of those people are going to go, this sucks actually.
Yeah. Exactly.
So.
Yeah. But also I think that's probably, that worked in the past.
Yeah.
Because it was like, people seemed to be on board with it. Like I was speaking to a guy today about, because he was like, what are you reading? Because I was reading through this article.
Okay.
As I was just.
Who's this guy? Who's this guy?
What are you reading? I was just there.
What are you reading?
I was on my phone and it was, I was prepping for the podcast. All right, but in the real world.
This story's got a lot of holes in it.
I don't think it does.
A guy just walked up to you.
No, he was sitting next to me.
Okay.
I thought I had a moment to because I was going through this article.
In here?
No, I wasn't here. I was at somebody else's house.
Oh.
I was with my kids and they had their kids.
Oh, okay.
I thought I had
this wasn't a cafe situation.
No.
Okay,
because that would have been like, what are you reading? I would have been like, hey, fuck off. That's what I'm reading.
Yeah. 50 ways to karate chop your neck, brother. You know?
Yeah.
Really put the fear of God in him.
And he was like, Yeah, I just like I can't get behind any of this stuff anymore.
right.
Like he's like, it's too much. He was like, it should have paused or stopped.
Yeah.
And that's also the audience they need. They need a normal guy.
Yeah, we always talk about how the true fans are out there and they're making demands, whether it be DC or Marvel or what have you, but they don't move the needle.
Absolutely not.
100,000 very devoted fans / insane people spamming hashtags and doing all this sort of stuff. They don't.
Exactly.
They don't need that. They need millions of regular people who are, indifferent to the deep lore to be like, I'll see this. It looks fun.
You look at like Barbie. Like that did well because it got most of everybody. Like we enjoyed it. That's not for us. We're not fans of that. Mason. We would never. It's a girl thing.
Girl thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's the same with like, you look at like...
Doesn't have any flames down the sides.
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
It's the same with like Oppenheimer. It's like there are no fans of Oppenheimer.
That's got some flames down the sides.
That,
let me
boy,
tell you.
does it, yeah. Yeah, you just need general audiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not to say that general audiences haven't gotten on board with the lore.
No,
I'm sure
it has happened.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you quizzed a regular person on the street about Iron Man or whatever, I'm sure they would know a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, anyway, that's all that aside, Mason. So apparently eyebrows were also raised when director Nia DaCosta began working on another film while the Marvels were still in post-production. The filmmaker moved to London earlier this year to begin prepping for her Tessa Thompson drama Header.
Oh, Tessa Thompson from Marvel movies.
Presumably Header is like, it's like a soccer movie.
Soccer
movie.
movie.
I'm going to header this ball.
Yes, exactly.
Into the goal square. No?
Or it's about like formatting an essay in high school or something.
Oh, you need to do the header at the top.
You need to do the header with all your information in it.
That's true. Word count, etc. What are you putting in there? I don't know. I don't remember.
Word count, your name, probably your student number.
ID. Yeah. Yeah, that's fun.
That is good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and I think people were shocked and pearl clutched because they're like, oh, she abandoned this project, did she?
Yeah.
But as I understand it, that's not uncommon.
Well, not only that, so Collider said, we've heard this report is not true, and she's very much involved in the editing process while based in London. It's also not uncommon for Marvel to just be like, this is our movie and we're going to edit it however we want anyway.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And they might not even need her. And also, it's also not uncommon for filmmakers to be working on multiple projects at once.
Yeah.
And while something is in post-production, they can also work on another thing.
Yeah.
James Gunn is running the DCU, and
he also did
released
Guardians,
and like those things happened concurrently. It's not uncommon. I'm not saying that means that this movie will be good or bad. It sounds middling by what I've heard.
Sounds mid.
Yeah.
I think Joss Whedon, sort of after the Avengers, he did. Was it Much Ado About Nothing?
Shakespeare thing.
He did the Shakespeare thing. Yeah,
Shakespeare in his backyard or whatever.
And Spielberg does it. I mean, he is Steven Spielberg.
He did Schindler's List and Jurassic Park in like the same year, the same time. Yeah.
Didn't he also hand off something to George Lucas and be like, finish this?
He goes, finish Star Wars for me. Yeah. That's his idea. Did you know that?
That's great.
Yeah. Phantom Menace. That was Steven Spielberg.
Wow.
He goes, I started this Star Wars prequel, but I think it might be something more.
I made this in my backyard.
Anyway,
I just wove some magic out of nothing. I'm Spielberg.
That's what he does.
Yeah. Yeah. I also read Nia DaCosta, I think, was on the Blank Check podcast, and she said that the reason she did the Marvels is to pay off her student loans, and it didn't cover everything.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, what a state to be in.
Yeah.
Where you make a $250 million movie and you don't get your student loans covered.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, there is some speculation here. She is being set up to be the Fall Guy. And I'm not talking about Ryan Gosling's Fall Guy.
Sure. Or the game The Fall Guys or whatever it's called.
No, I'm not. No.
Yeah,
or
totally.
Among Us.
Among Us, yeah. Yeah.
But I think, this movie is obviously going to underperform for a bunch of reasons. And they're going to be like, well, you're in director jail now.
Well, it's too late. She's already directing another movie.
Oh, no.
Header. Remember?
From jail?
Yeah, from jail.
Director jail. Wow.
Yeah, so there you go.
Oh, speaking of director jail, did you see that there's going to be an It Follows sequel?
I saw They Follow.
Yeah.
They're following you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What was his second movie?
The Place Beyond the Pines.
Is it?
I think so.
I liked Place Beyond the Pines.
Well, nobody else did. It didn't do well.
Oh, I liked it.
Yeah.
You sure it was Place Beyond the Pines?
Something was one of those.
What was Beyond the Pines in the end? Do you remember?
The It Follows monster.
Was that?
Yeah.
Under the Silver Lake,
That's
think you're
the
thinking
one.
of.
I like that one.
I
That one's
haven't
good.
seen it.
That's the one with Andrew Garfield.
Oh, okay.
And it's a sort of like, it's a very meandering, he's like
yuck, Mason.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, there's no monsters or superheroes.
No monsters or superheroes.
I mean, Andrew Garfield's in it.
Oh, he's Spider-Man.
And he dresses as Spider-Man the whole movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
No, I'm
that's
just kidding.
good. But
No, it's sort of this very meandering, and he's kind of this deadbeat who is in Hollywood, and he sort of wanders around, and there's sort of a conspiracy, and it's all very. It's meandering is the perfect word. It's very kind of loose, and I quite like it. But I also saw it for free because it's on whatever. It's on Prime or something. But yeah, I think people should
it's on
watch
your
it.
Pirate Bay website.
It's on my Pirate Bay website.
Because you run the website Pirate Bay,
That's
don't you?
right.
Yeah.
Our horror, me hearties.
Okay, I will watch that.
Yeah.
But I like It Follows.
I can't remember which one. What's Place Beyond the Pines? It doesn't
That's
matter.
the Ryan Gosling one where he's like, I'm a stunt man and whatever, and then it extends into the future and stuff.
That's the Fall Guy.
No, you're thinking of the Fall Guy.
Oh, he loves being
No, he's like a
stuntman, doesn't he?
motorcycle. No, he's like a motorcycle. Like
You thinking of Ghost Rider?
stunt guy. No, Mason, you're thinking of Ghost Rider.
I am.
Well, he did Drive, which is about a stunt driving guy.
My God, he loves being a stunt
and then
driver.
and then he did Place Beyond the Pines. He was
Get
like,
over yourself, Ryan Gosling.
he was like a cool motorbike
You're
guy.
doing the motorcycle handle crank motion.
Yeah, he's cranking both.
Just crank both, if that even works.
It
I bet on
works.
the big ones
Trust
it
me,
does.
it works. On the good ones.
Yeah,
if you get
yeah.
a good one, that'll work.
Yeah. Harley Davidson?
Yeah. If you
Yeah,
get a
nice,
good Harley
nice.
Davidson. Sometimes you turn them different ways.
Nice. Whoa.
Like that.
If you're doing a big stunt, for
Yeah.
example.
And-
Gosling should talk to Tom
Holland.
Cruise
Yeah.
about doing stunts and stuff.
Maybe he doesn't want to talk to Tom Cruise.
Maybe that's true. Yeah.
You know, it's possible.
He probably gets a lot of missed calls and voicemails from Tom Cruise. He's like, "Hey man, I saw you're a stuntman in your latest movie. You want to learn some stunts? Do a stunt with me." I'll let that one go.
Yeah.